The latest Lilo survey from March puts Bongbong Marcos way ahead of the pack with 61% voter preference. Danilo Bredo has 19%, Isko Moreno 9%, and Pacquiao 6%, Ping Lacson 2%. The numbers taken from March 15 to 22 survey, 3,000 respondents plus minus 2% margin of error.
Hindi maiiwasang makarinig ng gantong balita dahil papalapit na ang panahon ng eleksyon. Pagsapit ng alas 6, ang mga nangangampanya ang naririnig sa TV at sang-saring mga kandidato ang nakikita. Kahit sa social media, usapang politika ang namamayagpag. Dahil ang Pilipinas ay isang demokratikong bansa, may karapatan ang sangkatauhang mamili ng magiging panibagong pangulo sa paraan ng pagboboto. Hindi natin may kakaila na marami sa henerasyon natin ngayon ang outspoken about their beliefs in their chosen candidates. Pero paano nga ba maging conscientious voter? I am Diane Pedenes and I want to share to you how to keep your vote. In keeping your vote, you must know your candidates, educate, not discriminate, empathize, and do not perpetuate, and pray and communicate. Know your candidate, the first and probably the most important step when keeping your vote. In this part, you must put your research and critical thinking skills to the test. Here you learn and search all about your candidate. What have they done? What are they currently doing? And what do they plan to do? You must consider their programs and platforms, their stances on various socio-political and controversial issues, and their beliefs. Ask yourself, do their values align with yours? Do their goals intend to address those in need? Furthermore, in knowing your candidates, you must also know how to discern fake information from facts. You can fact-check every media pertaining to your candidate and find credible sources. In line with this, our second step, educate, not discriminate. Because of the digital age, it is easy to falsify information and post fake news against a candidate, a party, or a side. It is easy to malign people and perpetuate baseless comments. On others, it is easy to remain ignorant on certain stances due to preconceived biases. Thus, fact-checking as well as combating misinformation and disinformation is an important step of the voting process. As a democracy, the voice of the many is the deciding factor of who will win the presidency. While some voters practice critical thinking and research as basis for their decisions, it cannot be denied that there are others who decide their candidates based on the alignments of their families or their peers or what they readily consume in media. In addition, due to the accessibility of social media, it is easy to be vocal on one's political stance. If they encounter those with different views, it can lead to a friendly discourse or, in a worst-case scenario, cyberbullying and harassment, which is unfortunately common. In this case, you do not attack them back. Try to educate. Explain your sides and the reasons why you support your chosen candidate. If worse comes to worse and the others remain unreasonable, it doesn't mean that you should return maliciousness back. Simply disengage, ignore, and block. You know your truth and you tried your best to explain your stance. Thus, you are not at fault if they remain steadfast in their opinion. Always remember, all of us has the freedom of choice. If others cannot rob you of that freedom to choose, you should also not infringe on their freedom as well. Emphasize and do not perpetuate. As we all know the golden rule, treat others as you wish to be treated. To have a civil exchange with others, be civil and respectful to them despite having different views and stances. While it is easy to be petty and be argumentative when facing malicious comments from others, you should not perpetuate the cycle of hatred. It leads to nothing worthwhile. As I said earlier, try to educate and disengage. You cannot force someone to have your beliefs just as others cannot force you to believe theirs. We can try to appeal to a common value we both want for a leader, but you cannot invalidate their choices, especially if they studied and researched on their candidate as well. Just keep in mind that fundamentally, you are two different individuals with different experiences and principles. Lastly, pray and communicate. Currently, the state of our country is in shambles. While we are slowly recovering from the pandemic, there are long-lasting consequences as our society has irrevocably changed in the aftermath. Never forget to pray and communicate to God. Ask for His guidance in choosing a leader that would lead us to the right path amidst the wreckage of the past. Let the Holy Spirit bless us with the ability to discern a leader who knows what is right and has the benefit of everyone in mind. In the upcoming election, let us keep our votes for good and not sell it to evil and corruption. Vote wisely and vote holy.